Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miranda, and I do want to apologize for getting this video out slightly late. It is currently Monday afternoon, which is normally the day that I post, but I've already recorded this video and I had a ton of audio issues, so originally I just wasn't going to do it at all, and then I thought, no, I should re-record it, and so here we are. I had a very busy weekend. So I didn't really have a whole lot of time to re-record it. So again, I wasn't going to, but I have some time, and I think this part's going to be relatively quick. So we are doing a TBRvatar today. If this video is also a little bit choppy, I just want to say I've already recorded all of the TBRvatar like game stuff. This portion is just me telling you what books I'm reading, so if it does seem a bit more choppy, also sorry, I'm still getting used to this, and I will try to do my best. So, I also have a new mic, because again, I had a bunch of audio issues this last video, and I think a couple videos before that I had a bunch of audio issues, but I ended up posting it anyways. So I bought a new mic, and hopefully the audio issues are now over with. But, you know, we'll see. Here's hoping, essentially. So as always, we're going to start with what I'm drinking today. I'm being kind of lame. It's currently 7:30 at night, so I'm just drinking water. It's too late for coffee. Unfortunately, this also means with the mic thing, I don't have a microphone to hold up to talk to Marvin with, but we will still be asking him questions like, Marvin, are you looking forward to July? He's looking a little slouchy. I am going on vacation to London at the end of this week, so the next two videos that are coming out are going to be like really pre-recorded. I'm recording those two at the end of the week, and then Marvin's gonna be here all by himself for 11 days to watch over the apartment, and then I will be posting a London vlog after that. I say London vlog, I'm only gonna be in London for about a day, not even really a day, a few hours maybe. I'm going to Coventry, I'm gonna go to Warwick Castle, and I'm also going to be spending time in Manchester, and I will be seeing Bastille in concert. So I will have a vlog from that vacation, and I am very excited about that. So yeah, for the next couple weeks, everything's going to be kind of pre-planned. But today we are talking about my TBR for July. For TBRvatar, I have picked 5 books, and I will go ahead and link down below the last video that Book Roast made about TBRvatar. This is her creation that I know of. So I'll go ahead and post the most recent one that she made down below. I think she did one for June, and then she has links in her description for the first TBRvatar video, so you can watch that. So I have 5 books for TBRvatar, and then I have 2 books that I'm reading outside of that for a total of 7. Originally, I was only going to read 5 books in July, but things got out of hand. So we have 7 right now. We'll see how July goes, I guess. Alright, so let's take it away. Okay, so this is my board. I printed it out using cardstock, and then I put laminate on it. And I don't really have any like pieces, so I'm using a D4, and I don't have a spinner, so I'm just gonna go ahead and roll this D8. Ooh, we got an 8 for the first roll. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and that just means I get to pull a card. I made the cards in a similar way. I just got cardstock, I printed them out, and then laminated them. is this? Ember Island. My friend picks my next read. Okay. So as you just saw, the first card that we pulled was Ember Island, and that is where a friend will pick my read. I had contacted Aurelium Girly Winter to pick out a book for me, and in very winter fashion, she gave me about 7. I don't know if you guys saw that little wisp that just fell. It's very dusty in here, I guess. So yeah, she gave me about 7 different book recommendations, but I landed on Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson because it is the only physical book that was on that list of books she gave me, and I plan on taking this to England. I read a lot at work. Don't tell my boss. And so I can't read a lot of physical books while I'm at work. So whenever I can read a physical book, I try to. That's a really bad way of explaining it. But the point being, since I'm going on vacation, I will have the opportunity to read a physical book. So I picked Truly Devious because I don't know when I'll be given another chance to read a physical book. Most of the books that I read are ebooks or audiobooks or a combination of ebooks and audiobooks. So yeah, this was the only one I had a physical copy of. So I decided this was a good pick. And I'm taking it with me to England, so I cannot lose it or anything like that. Thank you, Winter, for your recommendations. I'm excited to read this book. Truly Devious, Maureen Johnson. On in the next one. All right, we'll go ahead and roll for the next one. I got a 2. So that will put me 1, 2 on this spot, which is another picking of the cards. Southern Water Tribe, a book with snow on the cover or a white cover. Okay. So as you just saw, the next card that we picked was the Southern Water Tribe, and that is a book with snow on the cover or a white cover. And it's an ebook, so I will have it over here. And I have picked Your Guide to Not Getting Murdered in a Quaint English Village by, surprisingly, Maureen Johnson and Jay Cooper. I literally about 5 seconds ago, I just got up to go. I wrote down, I have a little sticky note of the books and the authors, and I wrote down Not Getting Murdered, Maureen Johnson, and I thought I made a mistake because right above it says Truly Devious, and it doesn't have an author. And I was like, oh, whoops, I accidentally put Maureen Johnson for Your Guide to Not Getting Murdered. So I went to go check, and no, the same author who wrote this book, which I am reading in England, also wrote Your Guide to Not Getting Murdered in a Quaint English Village, which I will also be reading in England. That is so funny. I have just now made that connection, which is so funny to me. So 2 Maureen Johnson books. Heyo. I decided reading Your Guide to Not Getting Murdered in a Quaint English Village in England was going to be funny, because I will be there, and I feel like it would protect me from being murdered. Not that I'm going to be in any quaint English villages, but now I'll be good, just in case. I'm really blown away by the fact that it's by the same author. Huh. That is very strange. Anywho, I will go ahead and roll for the next book. That's a 4. Oh, it's a D20. Okay. I have to write a list from 1 to 20 of books I want to read soon and roll a D20 die and then let the die decide which book that I read. Alright, so this is my list of 20 books. I've done Beach Read, Death's Obsession, Divine Rivals, Tress of the Emerald Sea, Crave, Alone with You in the Ether, Haunting Adelaide, Bringing Down the Duke, Sea of Tranquility, Clytemnestra, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, The Fairy Bargains of Prospect Hill, Silver in the Wood, Legend Born, Ninth House Fever, the Gilded Wolves from Blood and Ash, the Serpent of Wings and Night, and Fourth Wing. And we're going to use the same dice set as the D8 from my D20, which I think is very cool. Let's see if I can find the 20. Hold on. Oh, there's the 1. There's the 20. They got dragons! Okay. Let us see, shall we? 15 is 9th house. Okay, Aurelium Girly Winter is going to be very happy about that. So again, as you just saw, the next book that I will be reading from the D20 dice roll is 9th House by Leigh Bardugo. I am excited to read this book, mostly because I have just read King of Scars, and I was a little on the fence about it, and I was a little on the fence about the Shadow and Bone trilogy, but I absolutely loved Six of Crows. If you didn't know that, go watch my top 5 favorite books of all time. Six of Crows duology is on there. Spoilers, it's on there. It's my favorite book of all time, Six of Crows. And so I think this is a good time to see if I like Leigh Bardugo as an author or if I only like Six of Crows. So it'll be good to step out of the Grishaverse and just take a step back, take a breather. Is it Leigh Bardugo that I like, or is it the Crows that I like? Because that was my thing about King of Scars, and I'll get into it when I talk about the books that I read in June, but I was just missing the Crows a whole lot. And so by stepping out of that space, there will be no room to miss the Crows, because the Crows don't belong in this universe. So we will see how I feel about Leigh Bardugo after reading 9th House. Yeah. Okay, gonna go ahead and roll the next one, which is also a 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is the Cabbage Pot. So that means I have to write down books on my TBR and drop the slips into a jar and then pull one at random. A lot of random books, which is interesting. Alright, so for my Cabbage Pot books, I really only had 5 books that I wanted to read this month that I was kind of trying to figure out if I could put on this TBR. So we have the How to Lose a Time War book, which I will also put on screen. The Raven Boys. Sorry, I just made the camera shake. Nona the Ninth. Only One Left. And Your Guide to Not Getting Murdered in an English Village. Okay. Spin these around. It's gonna kind of like make sure they're really nice and mixed up in there. Okay. Close my eyes. Oh. And I got Nona the Ninth. All right. So we have Nona the Ninth at least. Cool. All right, and as you just saw as well from the Cabbage Pot, I have pulled Nona the Ninth. I am also cautiously optimistic about this one, mostly because I really ended up liking Gideon the Ninth, which I was surprised about. I didn't like Gideon Ninth at the beginning because I thought Gideon was annoying. And I was like, I don't want to read a book where I think the main character is annoying. And then I ended up really liking it. And then I read Harrow the Ninth, and I was confused the whole time. And I'll admit, I probably could have put more effort into trying with Harrow. But I had a lot of other stuff going on, so I didn't. And I have only heard that Nona the Ninth is just more confusing. But I am really excited to see Palamedes again, because I think he's going to be there. Big up, Sex Pal. You're my favorite. Miss you so much. I hope you're okay. Hopefully we get to see Gideon again, obviously. She's really grown on me. Love Gideon. And I hope that I don't spend the entire time being confused. That would be great. I would really appreciate that. And I hope that I leave with some questions answered. I have a feeling this will also be another book where it answers maybe 2 questions and leaves me with about 1 billion new questions. So, we will see. And I'm going to have to watch like a recap of those 2 books before going into Nona the Ninth, because my memory of what happens in those 2 books is shaky at best. So that is Nona the Ninth. Alright, and this is going to be my last roll. Another 4. Oh my gosh. It really wants me to roll 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another card pull. Okay. Lots of cards here. Oh, that one. Ooh. I'll put those in like the middle. Give it a couple more. Okay. The Blue Spirit. Read a blue book. Okay. Alright, and for the final book that we are reading for the TBRvatar, as you just saw, is The Blue Spirit, where I am reading a blue book. I've decided to kind of be at liberty what blue means. Who's to say what the color blue really is? So I've gone with The Wicked King by Holly Black, because I've decided that this, since it's ocean water, is blue. You could look at this and be like, that's clearly green, and I'm just gonna go like, it's probably more like teal. And you know what? Teal, or turquoise, or whatever, has blue in it. Blue book. I will also be taking this book to England. Yeah, so taking this book to England. Sorry about that. Aurelium Girly Brittany, I believe, is planning on reading this in July, so I'm going to be reading it alongside her, maybe before her, but I just want to make sure I remember everything important that happens in this book. So when she gets there, I know what she's talking about. Because there were a couple of instances in reading The Cruel Prince where she mentioned white stallions, and I was like, white stallions? They only ended up being like mentioned like once or twice, and I guess she thought they were important, and I didn't like not remembering what the white stallions were. So I will be reading this either alongside of her or ahead of her, hopefully not behind her, so I can be there when she gets the references. And then maybe I can send her some memes. And then I also have picked out my tabs. I thought these kind of fit the blue theme. And this color, I'm going to say matches the crown. It doesn't, but for purposes of this book, it does. So this, yeah, I will also be taking this to England with me. This will be my second book I read in England if I get to it. If not, then I will just read this at home, like I did with The Cruel Prince, but I would prefer to read it in England, so I don't have to worry about reading it at home. The Wicked King. I'm very excited to reread this. Very excited to reread this. So that was it for the TBRvatar books. I have 2 books on my list that are not part of the TBRvatar reading challenge. I have The Only One Left by Riley Sager? I don't know. Which is part of the Literally Dead book club that Lala, I think it's Lala, Book Lala, does. I will post a video down below where she talks about the book club reads. So So that is the July book. The Literally Dead book club is a horror-themed book club. I don't read horror books, so this will be my first one, and I am a little nervous. I, again, never really tried horror, but I am trying to expand my horizons. I'm trying to read more than just fantasy books. That's my goal. We'll see if I like horror. I don't know. If I try this book and decide I don't like it, then I will probably give another horror book a go. And then we'll go from there. But if we're being honest, I will probably, if winter suggests a horror book to me, I will probably read it, regardless if I like the genre or not. And the final book that I plan on reading in July is Happy Place by Emily Henry, because Aurelium Girly Brittany and our mutual friend Jake are reading it currently, and they both said I should read it soon, so we can all talk about it. So soon to me is July. I have 2.5 books left to read in June, and it is currently June 26th. So I'm running out of time for June, so I don't think I can stick it into June. So currently it's on the plan for July. I'm going to the beach in July as well, so that seems like a good beach read, because I know she wrote beach reads, so you know, it seems like a good beach read. I don't know. Alright, yeah, that's it for my TBR for July. Let me know down below in the comments if you have read any of the books, if you enjoyed any of the books that I'm going to be reading, what you plan on reading in July, any book recommendations, what you're drinking, you know, the usual schmusual stuff that I like to see. And I hope you're having a wonderful morning, noon, evening, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I will see you next time. Alright. Mwah. Bye.